Pranam dosto, today I will share a new video. In this video I will share some yoga postures and yoga asanas related to kidney disorder. These asanas are very helpful in resolving kidney related disorders. I hope you will like this video, and if you like this video, kindly subscribe to my channel, that is Yogic Raga with Varun. You can also comment and like my video. Thank you. Sarvangasana, shoulder stand. In Sanskrit, Sarva mean entire and Anga mean body. Technique: lie on the back and relax completely. Inhale as in complete yogic breathing, then exhaling slowly. Raise the legs, hips and trunk in a continuous movement until vertical. Raise the legs and hips by putting the arms on the ground. Then bend the elbow and hold the trunk in the hands. In this posture, the chin is buried in the upper chest. Practice abdominal respiration and retain the position for as long as is comfortable. Direct the attention to the thyroid gland. To return to the starting position, gently lower the trunk, pelvis and legs and relax on the ground. Benefit of Sarvangasana. Regular practice of this asana will make the symptom of premature aging produced by thyroid disorders completely disappear. This posture is also a blessing to those with ovary problem and ensure the functioning of sexual glands, both male and female. Owing to its regenerative effect on the nervous system, Sarvang and indeed Sirsasana can cure insomnia and depression. Supta Vajrasana technique. Sit on the ground in Vajrasana. Lean slowly backward, supporting oneself by the elbows until the back and head are resting on the ground. Place the hand under the nape of neck and practice complete yogic breathing, keeping the body completely relaxed. Stay in this position for as long as it feel comfortable and direct the attention to the solar plexus. Then sit up again, supporting oneself on the elbow. Stretch out the legs and relax. Benefit: this is an excellent exercise for ankle, knees and thighs. It is recommended for those who lack vital energy or whose glands are sluggish or who suffer from constipation, because this asana make the blood flow into the trunk of the body, stimulating and regenerating the solar plexus. It also tone up the nerves. Vakrasana or spinal twist. In Sanskrit, Vakra mean twist. It is simplified variation of Ardha Mastendrasana, designed for those who have stiff knees and find a difficulty to bend them. Technique: sit on the ground with the legs stretched out. Bend the right leg, bring it up to the abdomen. Take the big toe of the right foot and the left hand, passing the arm and the front of the right knee. Stretch out the right arm behind the back with the palm of the hand flat on the ground. Remain in this position for several seconds Then repeat it the other way round. The attention should be direct towards the spinal column during the practice of the asana. Benefit: there are 6 ways of bending the spinal column. Benefit: it transmits to the spinal. Benefit: it transmits to the spinal column 2 sideways twists, one to the left and another to the right. It is therefore a very useful asana. It has great curative value and corrects spinal deformities. It has Ardha Mastendra Asana. This asana is named after Yogi Mastendra. Ardh means half. Place the left heel under the right thigh and cross the right leg over the left thigh with the right foot flat on the ground. Hold the big toe of the right foot with the left hand, passing the arm in front of right knee. Slowly turn the head and back to the right, stretching the right arm out behind and placing the right palm on the ground. Breathe regularly, directing the attention to the spinal column. Remain in the posture for a moment, then begin the other way around. Ardha Mastendra Asana. Transmit to the spinal column 2 sideways twists, one on the left, other on the right. It is therefore very useful asana. It has great curative value and corrects spinal deformities. It has a beneficial effect on gallbladder, kidney and bowels. Dhanurasana. In Sanskrit, Dhanus mean bow. Technique: lie on the stomach, bend the knees, keeping them together. Take the ankles in the hand and rest the chin on the ground. Inhale as in complete yogic breathing. Then raise the legs, head and upper part of the body, arcing the back. Remain in this position as long as possible, breathing regularly and directing the attention to the lower part of spinal pelvis region. Now relax the body gradually and return to the original position. Repeat the exercise 2 or 3 times, then relax. Benefit: this asana loosens up the spinal column and strengthens the nervous center. It also recharges the solar plexus with vital energy and tone up the abdominal organs. The exercise stimulates the glands and is excellent for women suffering from regular or faulty menstruations. It also prevents fat from forming around the stomach and hips. Shalabhasana. Technique: lie on the stomach with chin or forehead touching the ground. Stretch the arm beside the body and lightly clench the fist. Inhale as in complete yogic breathing. Tense the arms, clench the fist tightly and raise the legs as high as possible. Hold the position for several seconds, retaining the breath and directing the attention to the lumbar region. Then exhale and lower the legs. Relax by lying on stomach. Repeat the exercise 2 or 3 times. Precaution: do not tire lungs by prolonging posture or raising legs. Benefit: an excellent exercise for muscles in back, arms, and abdomen. It fortifies the latter and have a beneficial effect on the digestive organ, curing stubborn constipation. This asana bring a large supply of blood to the kidneys, thus cleaning and regenerating them. Shavasana or corpse pose. This posture derives its name from the fact that one lies on the back like a corpse, with mind and body totally relaxed. Technique: lie on the back with arms at the sides, legs stretched out and slightly apart. Close the eye and breathe slowly and deeply as in complete yogic breathing. Begin by consciously and gradually relaxing each part and each muscle of the body. Benefit: relaxation in Shavasana, the whole organism is recharged with prana, that is, renewed energy and regenerative force. Kapalbhati pranayam, and Sanskrit Kapal means skull and Bhati to shine. It is one of the 6 purification exercise known to Hatha Yoga. The object is to purify the channel inside the nose in addition to all the other parts of the respiratory system, thus allow the brain to be clear as well. Technique: Kapalbhati is a respiratory exercise for the abdomen and diaphragm, to be performed sitting either in lotus pose or in cross-leg pose. In other exercises, the accent has been on inhalation, retention and exhalation, but here in Kapalbhati it's solely on exhalation. It is the only exercise that does not require deep breathing. The air filling the thoracic cage is expelled without pause in the continuous rapid exhalation. One should start with 5 to 7 such exhalation, but these may subsequently be increased according to the individual's capacity. This exercise enables us to eliminate the large quantity of the toxin contained in the body by filling the blood with oxygen and purifying the tissues and nerves. This pranayam clears the nasal cavities and lungs. It is a remedy against deficiency in lymphatic system and mucus in the nose and lungs. The exercise brings relief from asthma and tone up the body. It fortifies the salivary glands and expel bacteria that have penetrated into the nose. The solar plexus is recharged with vital energy. The circulation and digestive system function more efficiently. The exercise also helps develop the power of concentration. Rhythmic breathing or deep breathing. This pranayama is neither difficult nor dangerous, so everyone can practice it. Technique: when performing the breathing pattern, sit in cross-leg holding the chest, neck, head in a straight vertical line with hands on the knees. Inhale as in complete yogic breathing. Mentally count 6 to 8 heartbeats. Then slowly exhale through the nostrils. Again count 6 to 8. Repeat the exercise several times. The beginner should concentrate particularly on acquiring a rhythmic breathing pattern without straining to prolong the duration of inhalation and exhalation. Once rhythmic breathing has become almost automatic, we ought to feel each inhalation is feeling calm and each exhalation transmitting it to the tiniest fiber of the body like a current passing through our cell.